Welcome back to Nice Girls Don't Win. It is your host, Parvati Shallow. I am a Virgo, and I love it when people organize my closet for me.
And I'm Amy Bean, and I'm a Leo. And if I'm not the center of attention, then I know I'm in the wrong room.
Okay, before I introduce our next guest, we just want to thank you guys so much for joining us on our last podcast. If you are not following us on Instagram, you're missing out because Amy Bean posted photos of the two producers who she thought were taken.
Well, I like to put a face to a name. So it's like, if I'm listening to a story, I'm like, wait, who are these people? You know, so I figured you want to know.
So if you want to know, follow our Instagram. We're going to be posting some pretty cool stuff up there. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed that we had a little bit of a tricky technological time on our first podcast. So now we are reporting live together you from the same room. Hello. We've got our ring light set up. We've got our cam set up. We've got a whole two girls, one Diet Coke situation happening here. And we have decided we reorganized our guest lineup.
Yeah.
We're bringing on today a psychic and astrologer.
We needed
to heal us.
Yeah, we pushed our guests. We had who's going to be our third guest.
Yeah.
Really big, fun celebrity that you guys all probably know of.
And love.
But we really thought that last week, my energy, I think Parvati is very calm and she can make anything work. I am like, I throw myself into a lot, actually.
You have a lot going on.
I have a lot going on. And so I just said yes to this. And then my kid was homesick. I had 3 sick kids. My husband was sick. It was a lot. And so, but when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And so we're like, okay, we're going to record. And we did it. And I had no internet and it was just chaos. So Parvati has really found a solution and put us together.
We're on an air mattress.
We're together. But guess what? Next week, it's going to be even better.
Oh my God. We are ramping up our recording studio. We're going to have real furniture that's not filled with air and cameras.
It's a journey and you are on it with us. And that's why we had to call this guest today.
We had to call in the psychic astrologer to help us just kind of let's get some direction. Let's see if we're on the right track, first of all, with this podcast. And, I think she's going to give us some answers. So you can't go wrong.
No. And you probably know her. But anyways,
but before we get there,
yeah,
we're going to do some other stuff.
Yeah. Well, I am, because, it's Wednesday. And that means last night, Deal or No Deal Island aired. Don't know if you're watching it.
You should be watching it. It's heating up on the Bankers Island.
Everybody got in a fight last night.
Big fight. And this is so rare for me because in these reality games, I pride myself on keeping my cool and having a really long fuse. It takes a lot to set me off, but Dr. Will gets under my skin. Yeah. More than anyone I think I've ever met in a competition game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so fascinating to watch because, we knew he was coming in and I thought for sure they'd work together. You just as a producer, you're like, oh, it's big targets. They're going to work together. It was like, is it oil and water? Is that what they say?
It's like ripping off one fingernail at a time. That's what I feel like. And then putting your hand on a hot stove.
Oh, it's hard to talk about it. But I'm like, listen, what was it about him that really irritates you? Okay, because he walks off, he storms off after a challenge because he wasn't able to get this weasel storyline in there.
What are you even talking about? I had to sit him down at one point in the pavilion, the palapa, the Brazilian.
The tent. No, not the tent, because that's the dome. Oh, God.
Whatever, the breakfast area.
Yeah.
And I sat him on a couch and I said, Will, my biggest pet peeve in life is arrogant, selfish, self-absorbed men. And you are ticking off all those boxes. And I said, I would love to work with you. I think that we're both high threat levels. Let's work together. Let's figure this out. But I need to know that you're a real person.
He is a real person. When I called him before coming out there, I'm like, this guy is going to be incredible. He was whatever we needed. No problem. I'm there. I'm showing up. He gets there and he had to acclimate. I'm going to be honest. It is a big acclimation. And what you didn't see was he was not feeling well. His body was not doing well. So he was like sweating.
He said he had like Ebola or something.
No,
E. coli.
Very dramatic. Very dramatic.
He said he had some kind of crazy disease, typhoid. He said he had typhoid.
He did get his shots before he came. But regardless,
He was gushing sweat and shitting his pants.
Did not see. But I personally like Dr. Will. I know the type of person he is. I think you can't even talk about him, which is so
I can't. In that game, he drives me bananas. I just couldn't do it.
Have you talked to him since?
Yeah. He lives down the street. And we had Halloween together and we've hung out and he's fine in like a real life scenario. But I would just never, ever want to play a game with him again.
But do you think he's doing it for the show?
Yes, 100%. I mean, I think he leans toward, he's a performer. So he comes in and he has this idea in his head of how he's going to act and this big performance he's going to do. And that's the opposite of me. When I go and play the games, I'm like, okay, how do I win this game? I think of these shows as a game first and a show second. And I think he just switches that.
That's what I like about you. Cause you're a big reality star, I would say. I worked with reality stars. I've worked with like Amy Poehler, who is.
I love Amy Poehler. I want to get Amy Poehler on our podcast. I just watched her masterclass on the airplane and it was about improv.
She's a genius.
And how you can apply that to life and be so successful.
But she is such a hard worker. I'm not kidding you. She was like the first one there, last one to leave on set. She's really funny. She's collaborative and she's not a diva. She eats lunch with everybody else. Okay.
What does she eat for lunch?
Oh God. I didn't sit with her.
Like beans and rice.
I was doing more work.
You don't eat lunch, but Amy
I do eat lunch. Like anybody that knows me, make sure I need my food, but I eat like as I'm walking.
When we were doing the charity event.
Well, listen, can I tell you a story really quick? Another behind the scenes.
I'd love to hear it.
Oh God. So I was so excited. It's my first producer job. I was a producer for the bachelor wedding for Molly and Jason. And I was so excited because I got the location, Terranea, and I was running around doing everything, but it was time to eat in the big crew area. And so I sit down and I eat fast. Anybody that knows me, I need to slow down. I know that. But I took a piece of steak and it was huge. Shoved it down my throat. And I'm like, it wasn't going down. And I'm like, I'm going to die. I literally couldn't breathe. So finally I threw my hand on the table and I was like, and my friend gave me the Heimlich. And
wait,
it
went
is that
down. The signal for I'm choking?
Yeah. You hit your hand
on the
down.
table?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Anyways, I survived, but
because your friend gave you the Heimlich. It shot out of your mouth.
Yes. Oh. And my boss was like, I was distraught, but I'm like, I'm a producer. I need to keep going. Like, I can't do this. I shouldn't have sat down and ate. He's like, go take an hour. Go take an hour and just relax, which was really nice and really cool.
What did you do? Did you lie down?
I just they gave me that because I got the location, they gave me the ocean view sick suite I was an associate producer, my very first time producing. So I was like very thankful I was alive and also like, wow, that just happened. People, that was really scary.
Okay, but also good move. Nearly choking to death, surviving, and that is how you get an upgraded suite.
I mean, I had the suite when I checked in, but I didn't
make the lemonade out of lemon.
I'm squeezing that lemon still. Okay. What were we even talking about? Fucking A.
We're talking about Dr. Will.
Dr. Will. But he's one of those people. He hasn't been, he like came out of retirement. And so it was kind of a big deal for him to come there. And he has a different strategy.
He is a very different kind of guy. And I really thought that I was going to work with him too when he first arrived. But then he came in and he started spouting off all of these stats about me. And I was like, this is so bizarre. And I was a little weirded out by that. Like I felt like a little stalkery.
You're like, did the producers do that? We were like, wait, what is he saying?
he planned it all on his own.
He knew your sign.
But that's what I'm saying. He knew my sign. He knew I was a Virgo.
He knew you boxed.
I know. It was like wild.
Where did he get this? But he did reverse engineering of the game. He's like, listen, Boston Rob was on last season. They're not going to have another guy. They're going to probably bring a woman. Yeah. There's only 4 of them. And he studied all 4 that he thought they were.
Winners. Survivor winner women.
And so when he saw you,
yeah.
Should we ask him to be on our podcast, or would you, how do you feel about that?
Let's talk to Carol first and see what he says.
Okay, all right.
Our astrologer psychic.
Anything else from last night's episode? Because I mean, even him playing the Dondi game, Seychelles, there's a lot happening. The family.
There's so much going on Deal or No Deal Island. I know it's a complicated game for people to hook into, but there is something for everyone in this game. There's the Deal or No Deal classic suitcase game, and then you've got the strategy and the social dynamics. There was so much conflict and passion happening on this beach in so many different ways.
So where we couldn't air all of it.
Yeah. Really. If you guys are watching Deal or No Deal, like, send us some comments and let us know what you're loving about the show or what you're curious about. If you want more behind the scenes stories about certain people or certain things, I'll share my angle and Amy will share hers, but we need to know what you guys want to hear.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's just talk about...
and then let's just touch on Traitors really quickly before we move on, because Rob is doing damage at this round table.
Wow, he works the best at the round table. That is my favorite to watch. Because when he's like, I gotta get this guy Wes. And he just kept hitting the nail. Because Derek, by the way, I'm a Big Brother fan. I love Derek. He's actually my favorite Big Brother player of all time.
Oh, wow.
And so knowing that Derek has a case, because Derek's like he's an undercover cop.
Oh.
So I'm like, this guy, I'm like, Rob, good fucking luck.
He's
like,
gathering
but I'm now rooting for Rob, even though Derek was my favorite. I don't know. And then Rob just like did a mic drop after his speech. Like he was so good at the round table.
And Wes didn't do himself any favors, like telling people how great he is at playing these games and that he wins all the time. And he was like, you guys are stupid. And then he flicks everyone off on his way out. I'm like, good riddance, Wes. Get out of here.
I know. Even though they probably all knew he was not a traitor, they were like, we don't want him around.
He sucks.
Does that happen in these games sometimes?
He's no fun. Yeah, that's why people are keeping Rob around. I think a lot of them know he's a traitor, but he's fun. And also he can help them get rid of other people. That's what I think the strategy for Traitors is. Befriend a traitor. Find someone who you really enjoy who's a traitor. Hang out with them. If you're a faithful, hang with them, get close to them, let them know you're their right-hand man, woman, they, whatever. And then, vote them off at the end, banish them at the end.
I think it's smart. I think Chriselle is one of those.
She's playing great.
Yeah. And Brittany is, again, a Big Brother fan over here. I thought for sure she was laying low, but now it's about to heat up between her and Derek, and I'm excited for this. But how much longer do you think Rob has?
I don't want to say. I don't know. I can't say. I went out there. And I was a guest. With Kate Chastain. She and I are in one of the upcoming episodes. So you can look out for that. I know I have some inside information, but I cannot share spoilers on this podcast because I want people to watch Traitors in real time and just enjoy the ride.
God, you have so much going on. Tell me, what press stuff do you have? She has the most.
Oh my God, you guys. I have the most exciting thing coming up. White Lotus is coming up, the premiere of season 3. I'm going to be on the red carpet.
What?
I'm going to be hosting the red carpet.
Oh, you're lying.
No, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be interviewing the cast. I'm so excited. I know. I can't wait.
You know what's fun about this show is that the cast changes every time. And
of White Lotus. Yes, I know. And Mike White is so brilliant. And he picks a location and then he goes there and he writes the entire show on location. So he feels the vibe, he soaks it up and then he writes it. And he's just a genius.
I can't believe you get to go. I'm so jealous.
I know.
But I am going to make you jealous.
Well,
no. So I am currently working with the production company Middle Child, who is the producer for White Lotus and A24. They do all these big movies. And in fact, I need to pitch them today, which I'm very excited about. I do format ideas. They're dabbling a little bit into unscripted. And so today I have my big pitch with them.
Can you give us a little tease of what you're pitching?
I'm too scared. I signed these NDAs. Like it's, they also do jury duty also.
I love that.
They're just super smart people. I think after I pitch, maybe I can ask them. I really want to bring Dave, the producer, on from White Lotus on this so we can talk to him about it, especially. So let me warm him up a little bit. Hopefully my pitch goes well today, you guys. But that's my little exciting.
Oh my God. Should we ask Carol, the psychic astrologer, to tell us how your pitch is going to go?
Oh God, please. No, actually, I don't want to think about it. In fact, the more I think about something, the less better I am in the moment.
Same. I feel the same way. I feel like if I have a keynote speech to deliver, I am a nervous wreck for like a month.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Before. I don't like having to prepare or remember things.
That's why we don't prepare too much here.
That's why we are off the cuff on our podcast.
But really, so we'll see how Carol helps us.
I love playing reality games or doing reality stuff or hosting things because you just work with whatever is presenting in the moment. Yeah. And then you play off because you're good at reading the room and you can read people's responses and feel their energy. And you're like, okay, this pitch is going well. And then you lean in. Or if it's not going well, what do you do? How do you pivot in the moment?
Well, I just keep going. I'm like, the thing is I know what I'm bringing to the table. Like I do a lot of prep before I go in. I kind of like, have my pages set up and then this is on a Zoom. So I'll, show them the formats and I'll kind of have bullet points for each page. So I'm not reading the page. You can't read the page, but I want it to be casual and good. But if it's not going well, I guess I would ask them like for a little more direction because I feel like I got really good direction from them. So I have a good idea of what they want. And thankfully, one of my friends is the exec. And so I can text little things here and there. I'm like, do we want a cash prize? Do we want, and I steered in a good direction. I think I'm set up to win here. I hope.
Okay. And then how do you know what's that feeling that you get? Because I know what it's like when I'm playing a game like Deal or No Deal. As I was playing that game, I was like, I am on fire. It's this feeling of everything's lining up. The stars are aligning. People are falling into place. Things are working out. What is that feeling?
I think that's why we like each other because we both like just ride the wave.
Yeah.
And sometimes it makes me anxious, but for the most part, I'm so busy, thankfully, with my kids and work and being a wife and all those things that I don't have time to like get in my head about things for too long. Yeah. And I'm like a puppy, right? I have so much energy during the day and at night I want to go to bed. I like to sleep. I'm a good sleeper. And so at 8, I turn off and I think the 8 hours of sleep.
You go to sleep at 8 p.m.?
I try.
I've been doing that for the past couple of nights and it is a game changer. I feel so good. I'll tell you because I have, we had the fires here in LA a couple weeks ago and I have a family staying in my back house right now and they have 2 little kids and one of the little kids is a pure Tasmanian devil. Spins around like a crazy person.
That was me as a kid.
And but she's so funny and so fun. Like she was watching Moana 2 the other day and my daughter and her sister are like sitting next to each other and they're just calmly watching. And then all of a sudden Moana does something cool and the other little girl is like, wow. And she's just can't control her outburst of excitement.
I need to know.
And I just like love this kid, but she's got so much energy. So there's kids running around. There's a lot going on. My whole back house is taken over. And I'm like,
tired.
I am so beat by the end of the day. I'm like,
that's me.
Go to bed.
Go to bed. And it feels good.
It feels so, and Alma comes, wakes me up at 6:30 in the morning and I'm like fresh-faced, ready to go. I mean, pancakes.
Oh, see, we're better moms when we get our sleep. I'm not kidding you. Like Nick and I are really adamant about that. I mean, I think at the beginning he wasn't. He was kind of like, well, I get home at 6:30 from work. I want to hang out with the kids as long as I can. I'm like, no, 7 o'clock, 7:30 bedtimes. It starts the routine of it, especially having 3. It's just a lot happening. And then I'm tired. And anyways,
I heard this. Okay. I love that. Like Nick gets home and he wants to spend time with the kids. That is the sweetest, best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That like a dad wants that because, and I also felt this way. Well, like I want to spend time with my kid. And sometimes she's with her dad for multiple days because I am divorced and split custody. And I was feeling guilty about that for a time. And then I talked to this co-parenting therapist and she said, it's quality time, not quantity.
True.
So if you can do just a solid 20 minutes of uninterrupted, like put your phone away, don't be thinking about anything else, just let the kid play, let the kid lead you in the activities, then that builds the connection and that's all you need.
Yeah.
So tell that to Nick.
I know. Well, I give it to him. I give him those 20 minutes and then I'm like, bedtime starts and he's tired too. So, but I like,
and you guys need, it's almost Valentine's Day. You guys need a time for the two of you to.
That was something else that I was like, we need to have some of us time, you know?
It's a lot. You don't have time to get stuck on a bad pitch. Like, and that's how I feel too. If you fail at something, you just move along. And that's the thing with Will in this episode of Deal or No Deal, when he failed at his weasel story, he had an idea and he's like, I want to play this crazy weasel story. And I was like, Will, I'm sorry that your weasel plan didn't work out, but move on, sir. Yeah. And he just gets stuck. And I think that's something like if people get stuck because they have a specific way that they really want something to work out, it's just a recipe for making yourself miserable.
Yeah.
So you just got to move on. And I'm just glad that we have someone who's going to help us move into the next dimension of our podcast today.
Me too. Oh my God. I think we need to bring her in.
Amy, you found her. Tell us about this person.
So I love Carol Starr, and it's like Libra Carol on Instagram. I've been following her for a long time now because she gives she's a little kooky in the best way, but she wears, you probably know her. She wears the big rainbow glasses and she tells you, like, she just said, the reason she's coming on is because she said at the beginning of the year, she said, this sign is going to become a millionaire in the first 3 months of the year. And you wait around, like as the viewer of her on Instagram, I'm like, who's she going to say? Who's she going to say? And she said, Leo. And I was like, we need to bring her on. Harmony's got a list of astrologers that she wants on. But I mean, Carol said yes immediately. So we said, Carol. We like her. And I'm very excited for this one.
I never knew Carol. So you introduced me to her and I checked out her content on Instagram and she is quite the character.
How do you follow her? I mean, she's got a really big following because
she's been in the game for a long time.
30 years.
She 125.
I do want to ask her, but I think it's rude, right?
Yeah, we can't ask her how old she is, but
she looks great. She loves her, like getting her hair. She does her hair. She does her makeup.
All
she
makeup.
Does her glasses.
Full glam.
All right, let's bring her in.
Let's talk to her. Do you want to ask her? Because I know you don't like to get advice from psychics. You don't want to know how things are going to go ahead of time. I love a hit from a psychic. Oh my God. I feel like a little bit naughty and a little fun.
I can't. I don't want to hear any negative. I mean, okay. We
won't ask her about
you did a psychic like a couple weeks ago.
I did.
What happened?
I'd love to hop into a sidewalk psychic.
I always feel like I should, like the thrill of it, and I never have. But I like the light, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I should, but I just don't want to know who's going to die or.
If there's a sandwich board on a sidewalk, I am walking in your shop. I'm going to buy myself an amethyst, and I'm going to get a tarot card reading. That's what I'm going to do. It's so fun for me. But okay, so I went into this psychic in Newport with some friends and we just had dinner, we'd had some drinks and there's a lit up, sidewalk psychic. So we walk in, we all pull a card and
how many of you are there?
It's 3 of us. Okay. It's me, my friend Mitch, and then this other girl that we were staying with.
So this is going to be a group session?
So everyone's in there. I'm not precious about my psychic reading. So I sit down, she talks to me about this card and she's like, focus on your work and, big things are happening in your work. And I was like, oh, tell me something I don't know, like something better.
Yeah.
And then my friend sits down and she tells her something. She's like, oh, you're so sensitive and you love to volunteer and do charity work, which was very accurate for her. And then Mitch sits down and she starts deep diving into his life. She has this special bond with Mitch. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't get this kind of special treatment. I'm like, what's up with Mitch? And then she's like telling him Oh, well, you are very special and you're very influential and you're going to be someone that people will listen to. And she's really fanning the flames for Mitch.
Wow.
And she's like, and you're going to need to come back for a full length reading.
Wait, stop.
I'm like, he's gay, right?
Can you paint the picture of this woman?
Oh my God. Okay. So she was like, probably from another planet. Like that doesn't exist on planet Earth. She had an accent that I couldn't quite place on the earthly plane.
She's got a Dorit accent. Dorit from the Housewives. They're like, we don't really know where this is
that
from.
Doesn't belong on planet Earth. And then, and then she had like red lipstick, but it was like really far outside the lines of her lips. It's kind of like how my daughter does her makeup. It was pretty cute.
What age range is she?
I would say late 70s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's been in the game for a while.
So
you don't want a young psychic.
Yeah.
You don't want a young psychic. You want an oldie. Someone who's like ancient, who kind of looks like they've never moved their body in their whole life.
Oh my God.
Like an old gypsy soul. Anyway, then she started getting real weird and kind of political, and we just bounced at the end because I was like, this took a dark turn.
Interesting. Well, listen,
you take what works for you and you leave the rest.
Okay.
So that's my motto when it comes to psychics, and when we talk to Carol.
Well, just so you know, back in high school, I was the horoscope writer for my newspaper, and so I'm very excited about this. And I am a prime Leo, so I can't wait to hear what she has to say about me, selfishly, because I'm a Leo. But also, she's going to give us a little advice for every sign in 2025, and make sure you stay around for Playtime because I think we have something fun for her. And you.
And us.
All
right, let's bring her in.
Your last name is Starr. This was meant to be.
So, you guys, this is new for you, right? Your new podcast.
How could you tell, Carol?
No, I'm saying because you know what? I got bad news.
Oh, no.
It never stops being new. You have to work at it all the time.
Oh, no. Okay.
Let me tell you. I think, I can sit back and everything's going to fall in my lap. And then I get people who are working for me and helping me, and they screw up. And it's like you're on it all the time.
Well, what do you think? We just upgraded our studio. Now Amy is not in her house where her kids were busting down the door when she was recording her. So we have no kids in the house right now. We're in the same place. And we're vibing off of each other in person, which we thought would be an upgrade.
But you're right. Everything is always work. Like I said yes to doing this because I love Parvati more than probably most people. But I am a really busy person. And so I was like, I'm just going to pop in and just do this and be able to do it. And it's not it's not that.
It's that everything looks. Everyone, they say, I'll be there in a few seconds. This is easy. This is simple. There's no easy venue in life today. And coming from, decades ago, is that I don't know. I'm not going to say life is better or different, but you have to be so proactive to survive.
Carol, what's our energy like? Can you just tell us, really give us an energy check? We need to refocus. What do we need?
Well, let me figure out, first of all, when is your birthdays?
I'm August 12th. Do I need to give you my...
I'm September 21st.
So you are a Virgo. Yeah, just barely, but you are in the Virgo.
Yeah, just barely.
Yes. Sorry about that. And no, I'm kidding. Leo is great. Okay, so you got
I'm winning.
You got that crazy Leo that's ready to go and do all this stuff and everything. And then you have me. And I got to tell you guys, I auditioned for America's Got Talent.
When?
Oh, what would you have been doing on it?
Comedy routine.
Wait, do you need me to get you on there? Like, we know, I used to work there. Tell me what you need.
We're gonna do a podcast first, and then you can do that.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I'm sure they've never had. Here's the deal: they've never had an astrologer on there. Right. Second of all, I'm not competing with dancers and singers, and I'm just competing with being different and being funny. And
so are you making up like a funny joke for every sign?
Well, no, I never know what I'm going to say. I used to have a comedy routine, and I just used to get up and do it. I have actually Leos. I did a thing on Leos, how to be happy if you're married to a Leo or a partner for a Leo.
Oh,
Wait,
tell us,
my
because I'm
husband-
basically married to one
Yeah.
in this podcast.
You buy 2 pieces of equipment for your Leo. You buy a mirror and a clapping machine. Okay. So
Me, that is me. My mom always said there is no mirror I won't find. I'm like in the Costco parking lot, and I'm like looking at myself in a reflection, and this guy one day waved at me, and I was like, oh god, because I was staring at myself. Okay, a mirror.
then you need the clapping machine, because when the Leo comes home and she or he has had a good day, or they've acquired a new job, or they cook a good dinner, you get tired of having to praise them all the time. So you just have your little clapping machine and it goes off. But I also advise not taking the mirror or the clapping machine in the bedroom.
Okay.
The clapping machine or the mirrors. Right. That was
Does he
one
make
of
claps and balls?
I just see things through funny eyes.
And Carol, we didn't know you were so steamy and racy because you with your glasses. But I swear, we want to know, because this is the year of the snake. We just had the Lunar New Year, and the year of the snake, from what I've been reading, because I deep dive on this stuff all the time, is all about transformation and shedding. And snakes get a bad rap, I think. So what can you tell us about the year of the snake? Last year was crazy. 2024 was really intense for people. Are we going to get a break in 2025? Like, what can we look forward to?
Please.
Let me tell you why it's going to be great. Because the planets are being good. I like that. The planets are all being good. I look at the faster moving planets like Venus, Mars, and Mercury. I don't give them a lot of importance other than they're so popular. So people want to know when Venus is in Scorpio or whatever. And I think that, I guess people feel too that everything is about their sun sign. And so it's easy for me in a lot of ways, because I can say Virgos are a certain way, and all 2,500 million people think that that's going to happen to them. Yeah. So Virgos, I know about you. I have Virgo moon, Virgo rising. So I know all about Virgos. You can't put anything over on me.
Okay, here's what I want to know, because I'm like, all right, it's still the beginning of the year. We just had the Lunar New Year. What can each sign, what's just one line that each sign can kind of focus on for the year, or what to expect?
Love that.
Okay, I'm going to start with Aries, the first sign. Slow down this year and don't jump into everything. Mm-hmm. Taurus, lighten up a little bit with your relationships and don't take them so seriously.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Gemini, try to focus more on things that are important to you and let go of all the things around you that don't matter. Focus on important. Cancer, you are emotional and caring and loving and all that good things, but sometimes you get so protective and so not nice. I don't want to use the word not nice. Just lighten up a little bit with your family and lighten up with everybody. And Leos, well, you're hopeless. I'll move on to Virgos.
Hey, we're fine the way we are. I'm fine with being, no.
This is going to be good. This is your year to keep. This is a year of plugging away and making things happen for you.
You said
Okay,
I watched one of your posts. You said that. Sorry,
Go on.
I need to know. You said that the Leo is going to make millions of dollars in the first 3 months.
I know. I love that. It got a lot of views, didn't it?
Is that for real?
I'm like, yeah.
Is it from the podcast?
I picked the sign with the planets the way that you have the best chance. But here's the thing about becoming a millionaire or billionaire. You got to figure out how to make it happen. It's not going to fall in your lap.
Well, I know. Trust me, I don't stop. Okay.
Yeah, this is about. Most astrologers say that the charts really control you. You control that chart there. You have total freedom to change and to work with that chart, even when the transits come along and they look challenging. There's nothing terrible in astrology, and there's nothing wonderful. It's in between. And sometimes there are things like, I look at Mars. When you get in an airplane, if I see a bad Mars, I do look at that, because that is danger. And if I see that it's like square Uranus or Neptune or something like that, and it's only that way for a few days, not the ones that are going to be there for a long time, because that doesn't matter. But Mars, will get out of aspect in a week, and better to take the flight the next week. Or sometimes you get a feeling. My husband was going on a motorcycle trip, and I said I didn't want him to go. This is a long time ago. I just had a bad feeling. and he didn't go. Nothing happened, but it might have. If
Right.
it go.
Yeah, you saved his
And I
life.
don't get that. That's a rare happening. I don't. That is something that I have.
Married to you,
know.
Carol.
Thank
Really.
you.
Thank
Okay,
God.
let's finish the
Yeah, so we
signs.
did Leo, and
So
now
we got Virgos. Okay, Virgos. Okay, this is go mess your house up this year. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, well,
You know,
done.
no, I think that sometimes with Virgos, we're very sensitive. Okay, and I'm a Libra, and I take the spoken word very seriously. And sometimes too with you, when somebody says hurtful to you, it just doesn't roll off your knife. You take it personally and whatever. So
Right. So I can take that knife and jam it into someone's.
yes. No, this is your playful year, as you said. So
Okay.
this is the year. I love that. I'm going to do something on that. I love it.
Okay, so Virgos are getting playful this year.
Yeah, and you hit the right word. Okay, you get play. Well, so Virgos have. Wait, I need to sip here real quick.
yeah, you are
Yeah.
on track. I mean, this is
And it
your
didn't
year.
come to me early. Like
You've
usually,
got a great sense of humor. Okay, Virgos are funny. Virgos and Capricorns. Actually, Capricorns have a great dry sense of humor. But being okay, so we're going to move on to Libras.
Okay.
And my thing is to evaluate things more this year. Okay, I met this group. Oh, I love them. I signed them up. I don't take time sometime to think about all the ramifications, all the things. I jump into stuff. I've always jumped into things.
but
Yeah.
I think that is how you create your success in your life too. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But take action. Go.
That's the secret to life.
Yeah.
Sometimes things work and sometimes they don't. I've had
Yeah,
four
later.
major
Yes.
successes. I have 4 great successes in my life. Gift basket business, where I did baskets for 2 of our presidents. I wrote a best-selling book, and I want to tell you how many failures I've had. Oh my God! You know what? I can have a list this long on the failures or the things that didn't work out.
Yeah.
So know that, and sometimes you don't stay in something long enough. Sometimes you okay, let's just say your podcast, you get, just keep working at it and keep doing things, but make changes all the time and find out who you need to talk to. There's ways of promoting and doing this. You know all this. Okay. I know you know.
Creating
You're
our
a Leo and you're a Virgo. They're perfect together. But I can tell you over the years how it's not always been easy. I go through down times and then up times, and just find your place. And you know what? I am a believer. The reason I like AI is not because I'm going to use everything they say. It gets my mind thinking, you know what? I really like that idea. I came up with an idea to do in my videos. I'm going to try it. And at the end of it, and I have a tip for Tauruses today, or Geminis, or love. Just have right at the bottom. And what's exciting is that I've learned how to do several things that I've let everybody else do. I feel like I'm a genius because I learned how to use my link tree. I think, oh my God, I learned
You are a genius. That's the thing. Geniuses don't have to figure it all out themselves. Geniuses rely on the genius of other people to help them.
And that's
you're
us
doing
being
that.
genius by bringing you on, Carol.
Oh yeah.
Today.
Okay, Carol. So let's stay
Let's
focused.
finish.
We
We
got
just
to
did
finish
Libra.
up the signs.
We did
Okay. Okay, so we're going to Scorpios intense and whatever, but another funny sign. I love Scorpio people, but you have to know they do get jealous and they do get demanding, and they have this side to them, this dark side. But for the most part, Scorpios are fun to be with, and they're good people and good friends.
Okay.
And Sagittarians, I get along with Sagittarians, so I think sometimes they're off in left field a little bit. They have these lofty dreams and they don't worry about, don't worry about paying the bills. They'll get paid for it by themselves. I'm exaggerating on that.
Yeah.
But you finding now, if you've got a Sagittarius with a Capricorn moon and a Taurus rising, that is going to take away all that. They'll, like your husband you mentioned is a Sagittarius, I believe.
But he's really good at paying the bills. I gotta be honest.
Old sweet Nick.
Yeah, sweet Nick.
How long have you been together?
We've been together for 10 years and married for 6.
Oh,
But
okay.
I've known him since I was 22. I'll tell that story later. I tried to get him to marry me when I was 22, and he wasn't
Failed,
ready.
but then she succeeded later in life.
Yeah, I failed, but I guess what?
Try again.
So maybe it was good, but you stayed with. He has been your love the whole time.
Well, I saw him in the room. I said, "That's the guy I'm going to marry." But I'm glad we had this like long, like we had like 8 years apart, and I was able to play. He was able to play,
You
and
need to
now,
do that.
yeah, we're both very playful. We're fire signs, so we really do. It's like sometimes we both have a lot of passion, in the bedroom, and like just
Beyond.
with with opinions. Um, but I always think my opinion's better. He thinks his opinion's better.
Yeah. What would you say to Amy and Nick? What one line of advice for 2025?
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Oh God,
Okay.
she makes it so simple.
She knows that I have no like.
Yeah, no
I'm
notes
happy
for
with
the
myself. No, I know where we need to improve, but
Yeah,
it's just
it's nice to see people that you're really happy, and people are so stuck today, and they're, if I were to change something about myself, I would try to get rid of my sensitivity. I mean, somebody says something to me, I analyze everything to death. Oh my God, to the point where, and I know what people are thinking, and you could never lie to me. I never forget anything. So I catch people in lies all the time. I don't mean to.
Traitors. Let's get you on there.
Yeah.
You're a traitor hunter.
Yeah. Anyway, so let me finish up with Capricorns. Capricorns I was married to one, and they don't talk a lot. They don't share their feelings. And in fact, I saw my ex-husband, just at a graduation. I hadn't seen him in a lot of years. And I said we had this wonderful time together. We talked about, I said, you just never talked. He said, well, I'm a little bitter now and all that. Anyway, he died a few months later. So I was glad we had that time together. But he did a lot of different, hey, he was not this wonderful guy. And he was cruel to my son. And that I can't forgive him for.
Yeah,
never.
Yeah. Because he was different,
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had learning disabilities and wasn't going to graduate from high school. Anyway, he has a PhD today, and he is in charge of all European trade.
That's
Oh,
amazing. And you know
Carol
what?
Starr.
That is exactly what you were saying. Like the chart doesn't control us. Our life doesn't control us.
It doesn't. We are so controlled, and we're all guilty. I'm all guilty. If somebody doesn't like me or says something mean, I feel like the whole world doesn't. We all,
Carol, I can work with you on that. This is what I help people with. Learn how to love yourself. You're going to let people's opinions roll off your back.
I know that intellectually it's on my sleeve, but
you got to
feel,
tattoo that on your heart, Carol.
Yeah, in my heart.
Life coach. I'm not kidding. The reason I said yes to doing this with her is so I can take pages from her book, because she really is good at just like being calm about situations. Like she can have the most chaotic thing happening in her life, and she's able to like
focus on finding. Yeah, 'cause I react. You're a reactor or an acceptor.
I'm a
Do not
reactor.
react.
He's
Do not react.
Something. Get this word out when you are online and promoting yourself. Talk about that personality in you.
Okay.
Talk about that, how you feel about yourself, and you give words, maybe have a word of the month or a word of the year. And people today are so hungry for kindness, warmth, and because we're losing that. That AI is going to do, what's going to destroy it. Eventually, as much as I love it, is that we're losing that warm feeling. It's slowly, kids today, they text each other, they're on the phone, they play dates for kids. I don't know. I used to go knock on kids' door. Can you come out and play? Everything has become so layers, too many layers of it. Like, you ever try opening a package? I'm in tears. There's in a box, and then there's another box, then there's a shrink wrap, then there's another wrap, and you're cutting and tearing, and the bottles, you can't get the tops off. That's one of the big problems today. Okay.
Wow.
And we have too many choices, from the cereal line to, I love pretzels, and I saw on TV, pretzels, 47 flavors. Now, what are you going to choose when 47 flavors of pretzels?
Yeah.
I know. We got to keep it simple. Okay, so I think what you're telling us, just for me to kind of wrap this up, is for this year, what we're focusing on is keep it simple, have fun, and it's going to be a great year.
It's going to be, I finish Aquarians real quick. Aquarians are also, they need to lighten up a lot. This is lightening up time. But use your intelligence. Your intelligence is going to bring you some great things. And Pisces, my husband's a Pisces, is that stop yelling at the computer. Yell at me instead. No.
She's like, are you listening, honey?
So you guys have to have me come back when we can get more serious about astrology.
We like to get our guests to do something outside of their comfort zone, and we call it Playtime. And this is a chance for you to really show us what you would do on America's Got Talent. So maybe
What I did? Well, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
but like,
I actually have a really fun one, I think, and I would like for you to do it also. And me
oh,
too.
Amy's got a surprise Playtime for us.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
Carol.
I'm
would you-
Carol Amy, by the way. My middle name. I love that name. Yeah. She's it.
Carol and
we
Amy
need to
are
go hang out.
birds
I'm
of a feather.
fly to visit you because I think you and I would have a good time. Carol, okay, would you rather have to walk around naked for an entire day, do all of your errands, be completely naked for the entire day, okay? Or would you rather have no teeth for a month?
Oh God. I think I'll walk around naked. I'll miss my teeth. Yeah.
Same, Carol.
You too?
I
Oh,
would
God.
be naked driving my car to drop my kid off at school, like naked going to the grocery store. Yes, I would.
Not happening. I'm taking no teeth for a month. I am the most modest person. I could not
You
walk
just
around naked.
Be on a liquid.
I don't think I could either, but I don't want to lose my teeth. I couldn't do my shows, but I could do my shows naked and just be down to here. Carol, I have to be naked. Sorry, I can't do that.
Carol, how often do you get naked?
Yeah.
I walk around my house naked all the time, and then I realize, oh my God, every window is open.
Oh, no.
Every
Oh, I
curtain.
love it. No, I don't. No, it might not be a good idea.
Okay.
Well, you are fabulous, Carol. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so grateful that you were here. You brought us so much light and joy today, and we're just delighted.
And it was great fun. Anytime you want me back, it's just too much fun not to come back again.
In between now and the next time we have you on, let us know how people can find you. What's your Instagram?
Okay. Well, it's just easier just to go to my link tree on my site, I would say on my Instagram, which is Libra Carol Astrologer. And you go on Linktree and everything about me is there.
I love this. Well, Carol, let's talk offline. We're going to wrap it up. We got to get back to being moms. But really, thank you so much for jumping on. This has been too fun.
Very helpful. I think we know what to do from here for our lives, and basically it's
Oh God, don't listen to me.
Bye,
Love you,
Carol. We'll talk to you
Bye.
soon. And she's off.
Thank you so much for joining us with Nice Girls Don't Win. It's me, Parvati, and Amy, the fabulous Leo that you've heard so much about. If you liked our podcast, please subscribe, share it with your friends, comment, leave us a 5-star review. You know we're growing. We need your help. All right, we'll see you next time where we have a spectacular guest.
Oh, you guys, we have to do this in person with him because he lives in LA, and we're gonna
get some juicy goss for you on our next episode. So stick around, stay tuned.
every Wednesday.
Subscribe. Love you.
Love
Mean
you.
it.